So glad to have you here. Today we're talking about Moment lenses. I'm gonna show you all the really cool things about the Moment lenses. I'm gonna show you some awesome examples of a trip I took to Niagara Falls and shot it exclusively with Moment lenses with awesome results. And then I'm gonna tell you why you probably should not buy them.
What did you say?
So, what is Moment? Moment is an awesome company out of Seattle, Washington. This is a company that I really want to support because I love what they're doing. They are trying to take the mobile photography niche up a notch by having all sorts of lenses, cases, and accessories. They have done a better job than anyone in the industry of building a brand. And I think that's what's really pushing and driving their sales right now, is they have created a brand. They have created a community that you really just want to be a part of. Have awesome social media sites. Particularly, I love their Instagram account, and then they have a really cool vlog on YouTube as well. It's got about 260 subscribers. Awesome content. Warning, I gotta tell you, man, it does get a little old. Like, we get it, guys. Y'all are hipsters. Every 30 seconds, they're talking about their bangy, crispy photos, brah. And I mean, their obsession with coffee, it's like worse than Peter McKinnon. It is ice latte this, coffee this, matcha tea that. And they always talk about it like it really makes them cool. And I swear to God, if I see coffee in another video, I'm going to puke. But anyway, so I took these exclusively to Niagara Falls. Had such a good time, such a blast, and I think the results speak for themselves. Obviously, these lenses get really good results, right? Well, let's talk about a couple of things about these lenses. First, the build quality. When you first pick these up, you are instantly happy you made the purchase, all right? They feel great, they're heavy, they look great, they've got awesome Moment branding on them. I mean, looks go a long way. This goes back to Moment building such a successful brand, and it shows on all their products. You just feel really good about the purchase, and it makes you immediately want to run, grab your camera, throw the case on, and start using these lenses. So I don't have any problems whatsoever with the build quality of the Moment lenses. A+ for that. To shoot the lenses, you have to have a case. So this is the Moment case I chose. It's the wooden one, but they have a lot of different ones. They range from $20 to I think $40. They may go higher now because they do have some designer cases with like leather wallets on the back and that sort of stuff. But roughly 20 to 40 bucks for the case. The case is an actual phone case, meaning it does provide protection for your phone. It's not just a skeleton to hold your lens on. You can use this 24/7 as your phone case. It's got a bumper on it. It does have a lip here, so if you drop it face down, it should help protect it. So the actual design of the case I really like, but I ran into two problems with this case. The first one's really no big deal. It's barely worth mentioning, but the wood panel's coming off over here. Again, not a big deal. Just if you care about it, just throw some super glue on it. It doesn't even bother me. The next one is a big deal. It actually has made my lenses pretty much unusable for the Moment. I'm waiting for Moment to get back to me, whether or not it's covered under warranty, but here in the threads where you screw the lens on, it's all chewed up just from regular use. I haven't abused it whatsoever, and it's chewed up this area, so now it won't hold the lenses on. I can barely put them on, they'll stay, but if I bump them, they fall off. So it's rendered the case pretty much unusable. For a $30 or $40 case to only last about 2 months, that says something to me, so I got to give a big thumbs down for the case. Hopefully it's just me. Maybe the other ones are built better. I do not know. So A+ for the lenses, thumbs down for the case. Next, quality of the results. Well, you've seen from my other photos that you can get some pretty damn good results from these lenses. The wide angle lens being the best in my opinion. I really liked it. Wow, they're durable too. The only downgrade I found to the wide angle lenses was that there was some really orangey, ugly lens flare. So it's not the cool lens flare that you're going to want to add into your photos and think, man, that looks sweet. It is an ugly orange blob, and that's really annoying. It took me a while to Photoshop that out of some photos, but other than that, very little distortion. It keeps your image as sharp as a cell phone will allow it to, so thumbs up on the wide angle. And next up is the Moment Macro. This lens performs really, really well. It's essentially just a magnifying glass, so it's not a lens that you can take pictures of just random stuff around, even though it says 25mm on it. It is simply a magnifying glass that goes directly into your phone and onto the sensor. This little diffuser here shows you how close you have to be to the subject. So this thing performs well. It produces sharp results. The only thing about it is I think people are going to find limited use for this. You know, it's not really good for bug photography or insects because you have to get right up on top of them. And they're going to fly off. It's not great for flowers because even though you can get close to them, you're not going to be able to get the whole flower. It's got a razor thin depth of field on it. So, you know, if you have a use for it, get it. If not, this is one I might skip, even though it works exactly like it says, and it is a pretty fun lens. Maybe you could get some cool B-roll type stuff. I don't really know. But, again, good stuff here. The last lens that I tested is the Tele lens. I had the version 2. There's now a version 3, the 58mm. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time reviewing this, but just to save some of y'all the heartache, if you're looking for a cheaper Tele option, the Tele lens is a piece of shit. Alright, it's terrible. Again, I had the version 2. There's a version 1, a version 2, and now a version 3. Hopefully they fix the issues, but the version 1 and 2 were extremely soft. They degraded your camera image a lot. They had bad purple fringing, strong vignetting on the new cameras. Just overall, I literally wouldn't buy that thing for $10. I got rid of it. I sold it on eBay. It was in brand new condition, so I didn't lie to anybody, but I feel sorry for the guy that bought it because they just suck. It was so bad, I ended up buying a Saruri lens from B&H, and it was fantastic. There's a lot of reviews about that lens. I bought the Tele and a few others, and man, those lenses are really good. That would be a great alternative. So check that out, but stay away from the Tele lens unless you're taking a look at the new 58mm. The other two lenses that I didn't test, I have shot the Superfish before. It worked pretty well. I liked it. I don't own it. I'm not a fisheye type of guy, but that's a cool lens. You can get a lot of cool effects with it. And then the anamorphic lens I've never shot. I don't really have a use for it. I'm not doing serious video on my phone. So I've never bought that. So that leads us to the final point. Would I recommend you buy these lenses, and price and value? So these lenses come in at $100 a piece, except for the anamorphic lens, which is like $140. The case is $130. So you're looking at a pretty chunky investment if you buy some of these lenses. Most people I know that have them have 3 lenses. At least, so you're looking at, you know, with tax and the case and everything, call it $350, $360. If you buy more than that, I mean, you could get up to spending $500 to $600 on these lenses, and that doesn't include any accessories or anything. And to me, that's a little much for what you're getting, especially when there's alternatives out there like Sandmark and the Saruri, however you say that. Which I've personally used. They perform just as well, and in fact the Tele was significantly better than the Moment lenses. And for a 3-pack of those, you're talking $189 with the case. So I mean, it's pretty hard to recommend these on price. If the price doesn't bother you, I've got two other reasons why I just think you should think twice about buying these. The second reason is we're already working on our third version of these lenses in just a couple of years. So they came out with the version 1, and then they ended up having to change the mount, and they had a little workaround. You could get some adapters and stuff, but essentially they abandoned the version 1 line and everyone bought the version 2 lenses. Well, the version 2 lenses were out for, I don't even know if they were out for a full year. I guess they were. And then they have to replace the Tele lens with a version 3. And they did that. One, I think they did the Tele lens first because they knew that that was the Achilles heel because theirs was such a turd. But they're going to have to replace their other lenses with a third version now anyway. They haven't announced they're doing that, but the macro lens and the superfish they don't cover the sensor of the new cameras. And the company even says that. If you'll ask them, they've said it multiple times that they can't promise that there won't be another version of these lenses needed to work with other cameras. And in fact, I think they said that as the sensor sizes change, the lenses are going to have to change. So you're plopping down premium dollars on a premium product that has constantly been changing. And we're already seeing, as I mentioned, a couple of their lenses don't really even work with the new iPhones because of the vignetting. And to me, it's not even the vignetting. I mean, vignetting is darkening of the corners, but we're talking the lens doesn't even cover the damn sensor. So it's not like a shadow in the corners or anything. It is just full blackout that you actually have to crop out. So we're looking at a third version coming out here sometime. They have to do it. I don't know what else they would do. So are you really comfortable spending that kind of money on a product that you know is short-lived, and then you're going to have to go out and throw down another $350 to $500 for the next version? I ain't with that. I don't like that. The last thing to think about, it's easy for us to look at these lenses and think that they're adding something to our cell phone. Remember, they are, they're adding a different focal length, but outside of focal length, they're not producing better images. They don't improve the image. So a lot of cameras now are coming out with 3 cameras and hell more. I've seen some with a ridiculous amount of cameras. So if a camera comes out, if you have a phone with a camera that has 3 cameras, maybe a wide angle, a standard lens, and a Tele lens, you don't need the Moment lenses anymore. You don't need any lenses, because if you put these on, it's really not gonna, it's not gonna help anything. Now, I guess you can always put a Tele on top of a Tele or a wide on top of a wide, and change the perspective that way. But just keep in mind that as cell phones keep adding cameras, they're going to add wide angles, they're going to add standards, they're going to have teles, and then do you really need these lenses? That's another thing to think about. So when it comes down to it, overall, I like these lenses. I love the company, but should I tell you to throw your hard-earned dollars down in this? That's a no, dog. All right, appreciate y'all. Thanks. Peace.